Welcome students. Welcome to your first online class. The topic that we are going to study today is robots of the future. This is the title of your chapter and it is written right here. Okay, so I want you to open your book and open page number 4 of your book so that we can start our lesson. Okay. So I hope all of you have opened page number 4 of your books. Now, if you see in this page, there is a conversation going on between two characters. So can you identify the characters by looking at the picture? Um, I hope you have. If you didn't have, then I'm going to tell you. Okay, so first of all, what is a conversation? Conversation is basically a brief, informal talk between two people. It can be long, it can be short, and it can be formal, it can be informal as well. And um, in these pictures, you can see that there are two characters. One of them is right here, this, and the other one is this. So how many characters are there? There are two characters, a girl and a boy. So I'm going to read out the dialogues between the two of them, and you have to listen to me very carefully. Alright, so let's start. So you have to look at the first picture. Okay, so now in this picture, there's this boy who is holding this object and he's saying something to her friend. And let's see what they are talking about. These boxes, they show the dialogues of the person. This dialogue is said by this boy, so that's why therefore this dialogue box is there. So he says, "Look at my new robot, Sarah. His name is Boot Boy." So the name of the other character, this character is Sarah. So he says to Sarah that he has got a new toy which is a robot and his name is a boat boy. Do you know, students, what is a robot? A robot is basically a machine that is developed by human beings to perform certain tasks, to do some work. They don't have any emotions, they just function to perform specific tasks. So this robot, he's holding a robot, basically it's a machine which performs something. So then when this boy, he says that he's got a bot boy, so then Sarah says, "Hello bot boy, I like your robot." He says to her, she says to him that she likes her robot. Then he says, "Thanks, Sarah. Robots will be able to do many things in the future." He says that the robots, humans are creating different types of robots and they are going to do multiple things in the future. Then Sarah asks, "Like what?" Then we are going to go to this picture and we are going to see that he says, "Robots will build buildings, they will drive fire trucks, they will do lots of things." So he says that in the future robots will do lot of things, like they will build huge buildings. Students, that nowadays people are the ones who build buildings, not robots. So in the future maybe we are going to use robots to build the buildings. And there will also be drivers. Like nowadays, humans are drivers. So people drive cars and buses and everything, but in the near future, they will also drive trucks. They will drive fire trucks. So they will do a lot of things in the future. Then Sarah says, the robots will have a lot of work to do. Obviously, like humans have a lot of work to do, so if we're going to create robots, then they are going to have a lot of work to do. Then he says, yeah, but they won't mind. Robots won't have feelings. They are machines after all. So he says that they don't really, it doesn't really matter to them how much work they have to perform, because they are not like humans. They do not get tired, and they do not get frustrated. They do not have any sort of emotions. They are just machines which are built in a certain way. They are built in a way to perform certain tasks. So they don't get tired. So they can do so much work without getting tired. Like we humans, if we work a full day, we are going to get tired because we have emotions. We get sad, we get happy, we get excited. Okay, okay. So now we are going to see the third picture, and in this picture, Sarah says, do you think robots will do our homework? She asks him her question. This dialogue ends in a question mark. So this is a question. So she asks, do you think robots will do our homework? And he replies, you bet. This is a exclamation point. Student, this is a exclamation point. We use exclamation point when we show extreme emotions or extreme feelings. Okay. So we won't means will not. This is a short form for will not. We won't have to do homework anymore. The robots will do it for us. So he says, yeah, do you think that robots will do our homework in the future? So she says, yeah, if we are going to create robots that can perform our duty like this, that can function and then can that can do our homework, then yes, they will be doing homework for us in the near future. So now let's go to dialogue number 4. So now Sarah says, but how will we learn if we never do our homework? So that's also a good question. If we are going to rely on robots on everything, then we won't be able to learn anything. So we can't tell our robots to do our homework, because then we won't be able to learn anything. So that's a bad thing. We should do our homework on time, and we should do our homework on our own. We should never let anybody do our homework. That's a bad thing. Okay, so now he replies, oh, I didn't think about that. You are right. Well, at least they will clean our rooms. So he says, yeah, I just forgot that robots will, if robots will do our homework, then we will not do anything by our own, and we won't learn anything. So yeah, we will just leave that idea, and we will just ask the robots to just clean our rooms, because if robots clean our rooms, that's fine. So okay, but we should also clean our rooms. We should very should take lot of care of our cleanliness, and we should wash our hands, and we should clean our room, and we should clean ourselves. That's very important. So students, this was the dialogue that was this was the conversation that was happening between Sarah and um, her friend. You can name him anything that you want, because they haven't mentioned any name in the book. So you can call him Ali, you can call him Hassan, you can call him whatever you want. Okay. So we have learned in after this that there's a conversation between going on, and conversation is a talk between two people, and they're talking about robots. Robots are machines that are built to perform certain tasks, and we have also learned that there is some vocabulary that you need to learn, and you need to come down for this. So let's see that there's written listen and repeat. So whatever I have read right now, you have to, what you have to do at home is you have to repeat the dialogues. You have to repeat the dialogues with your sister, with your brother, or whoever is available at your home. So one of you play Sarah, and the other person, he or she plays this boy. Okay, so you have to repeat the dialogue with all the emotions. Okay, so and next thing is you have to mm, find the words and expressions in the conversation above. Okay, so they have given you some list of words like these, this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, sorry, 10. So you have to find these words from this conversation, from these dialogues, from this conversation, and you have to what you have to do is um, you have to fill you have to yeah, you just have to find these words, and you just find these words from the pictures above. All right, so this was the lesson for today, and what I need to do is what you need to do is you need to answer this question. I'm going to just give you this task for today. You have to also do this. You have to listen, and you have to repeat, and you have to find the words and expression in the conversation above, and then you have to do is then you have to think, because thinking is good and think we should think. So now that you know what are robots and what do robots do, so you have to think and you have to answer this question, that why won't the robots mind about doing so much work? Okay, now we have read it, we have read about it, so now you have to think and you have to answer this question. You can write it down on your rough copies, you can write it down somewhere, and you have to do this. This is your task. And if you don't know the meaning of all these words, you have to take a dictionary, you have to find the meanings of these words, and you have to write them down, and you have to learn it. Okay, and you have to complete these expressions. Okay, I like your dash. I'm going to just do the first one for you so that you may understand. mm, so I like your weight. If you go through all these four pictures, then you're going to see that this dialogue or this expression is said by here, look at my robot, his name is hello boot boy, I like your, yeah, I like your, it's written over here. I I like your dash. I like your robot. So, what does she like? She likes she likes the robot. I like your dash. I like your robot. So you have to do all the others by yourself, and you have to also learn the meanings of these words, and then you have these words, and then you also have to answer this question. You have to think and you have to answer this question. You can write it down and you can discuss it with somebody. All right. So Thank you, students. This was all for today. See you next time.